I'd just like to introduce Mr. Gary Savill from the Department of Finance, who is our next presenter, and I'll leave it with you, Gary.
Thank you very much, Tony, for that introduction. Can everyone hear me? I'm sort of a bit away from the microphone. Firstly, I'll just introduce myself. My name's Gary Savill. I'm the local regional manager for the Department of Finance, and I really appreciate the support and the invitation from the Department of Commerce and also from the Chamber to be able to present to you tonight or this afternoon about a few things about what we do. I always get unusual comments when I say I'm from the Department of Finance and then try to explain basically what we do, because quite often our name doesn't reflect what we do. Some people think we're probably there counting 1 and 2 cent pieces and coins and taking them out of circulation or something like that. But in fact, we're involved in, there's probably 2 main parts to our business, and the first one is our works procurement. This is involved with the maintenance of government buildings, with minor works and capital projects, and also planning and knowledge. And you may recall back, going back quite a few years ago, we were, the function that we did was the old function of the old Public Works Department or Building Management Authority or Contract and Management Services. So basically that's our works part of it, and we're pretty well much involved in those things, and it's also in the non-residential component. So we don't get involved in building houses. It's to do with the public buildings and the non-residential side of it. The other part of our business is the goods and services procurement, and we on behalf of other agencies, we concentrate on the purchasing of items for agencies over 20,000. The sort of stuff we do are cleaning contracts, trucks, tractors, boats, you name it, what government wants. Consultancies, we procure that sort of thing. We're also involved in local group buying arrangements, where we, on behalf of agencies, we set up contracts for ongoing type of purchases, things like food and groceries. We set up contracts on behalf of 3 or 4 government agencies, and they will buy direct from that component. Our clients are pretty well much all state government agencies, apart from government trading enterprises such as ports, Western Power and Water Corp. So we deal with government agencies that have got police stations, schools, and agri-research stations, courthouses, you name it, any government agency that's based in the regions. We actually spread from Exmouth down to Dandaragan and out to Meekatharra, Sandstone. We even have a couple of remote community schools that we deal with out at Burrangurra and Alcagina. So we cover a very wide area, and we're providing that maintenance, minor improvement service to those departments. Also, we don't deal with agencies that have special responsibilities, like we don't build roads, we don't do marinas, and we don't do industrial sites or land development. That's done by those other agencies mentioned up there. So we're pretty much focused on those other agencies, but we do work for Main Roads Department and Department of Transport, but it's mainly to do with the maintenance of their buildings, or to when we procure goods and services for those departments. How do agencies purchase? And that's probably the important part of the presentation. We're pretty well much an agent for other agencies. So on the work side of business, we actually go and contract contractors to perform the work, and that's done via our service alliance, and my colleague Stuart Barrett will talk a lot more about the service alliance today. We also do tenders and quotes for work. So throughout in our framework for major works or works above 20,000 Ks, 20,000 dollars, we go through Tenders WA and we contract out for work. And I'll talk more about the Tenders WA site later on in my presentation, but it's a really good site, and we do quoted work on that for various agencies. On the goods and services side, agencies purchase off common use arrangements, and common use arrangements are cross-government contracts that for the procurement of lots of things like stationery, air travel, bulk gases, you name it. There's a lot of larger contracts that are set up to give government bulk buying arrangements, and they're called common use arrangements, and all government agencies can use those. Agencies also do direct purchases under 5,000, so they can go direct to suppliers and get and have an arrangement with a contractor under 5,000 or with a supplier under 5,000. They need agencies also for items between 5 and 20,000. They do simple verbal quotations. So they need to get, it's usually around about 3 to 5 quotes. It could be via fax, or it could be via a small specification or a quote document like that. And they're quite simple type of quotations, and most agencies within the Midwest have the ability to go out direct to suppliers using that facility. The major work that we get involved in is in terms of written quotes over $20,000. And they are, like I said, the consultancies, the cleaning contracts, the trucks, the tractors, the boats. So we, in conjunction with the agencies, we put out the document for the written quotes over $20,000. The other type of goods and services that we procure are for open tenders. Now, open tenders are for goods and services that are over $150,000. And these are advertised on Tenders WA, and we facilitate, on behalf of the agency, we facilitate the process for getting of those items. Right. And I guess the next thing is, well, what do agencies want? Generally, you have a think about government agencies. We're accountable to the public for our taxpayers' dollars. We also are expected to set high standards in terms of our procurement and high standards in terms of our delivery to the public of Western Australia. So that's a really important thing to acknowledge. So it's not just about the price. It's not just about the cheapest item, the cheapest supplier. It's about quality. It's about the expertise. It's about experience, and it's also about governance. And like I was saying, about it, we need people to have their insurances. We need people to be licensed. We need people to meet legal requirements, have honesty and integrity, meet the occupational health and safety standards, and other appropriate standards. So, and it's really essential that government does that. I mean, government should be setting a benchmarks in terms of these type of arrangements for the delivery of our services. A lot of it's also about relationships, like any sort of procurement or any sort of involvement with suppliers, or it's about developing those good long-term relationships with suppliers. And also about sustainability, environmental and economic. So we want to ensure that we've got contractors in play that add to the economic benefit, especially regional benefit within WA. I mean, especially like within our work side, we're very reliant on our contractors. It's not really us that's doing the delivery. It's our contractors and our good work, the good work done by contractors. A lot of them are sitting in this room, and that's where they're the ones that really deserve the credence when some good work in schools or police stations happens. Benefits of purchasing in regions, and I touched on it, establishing sound relationships, providing value for money, timeliness, and also the wider benefits for regions in WA, and also complying with the buy local policy that that government have that we're required to enforce. And you only have to sort of drive down through Perth and see what the benefits of people living and working in the regions. It's a very, it's just, you just can't get anywhere. It's all the infrastructure's crowded, and it's not like living in the regions where you're 5 minutes from anywhere and things like that. So there are wider benefits from population shift out of Perth. In terms of help to get government business, and this is local support that we can offer within our offices. So there's the regional price preferences, both business and content. That can be up to 10% of the value of the goods and services. So it's an encouragement for local businesses having a preference for work that we undertake, especially in the work side of things. On the goods and services side, they have a local content qualitative criteria. So we're required to assess businesses on local content. These are for contracts over 750,000. So for those type of large contracts, there's a local content, like, for example, things that might be in there would be about where you're purchasing your goods from, how many apprentices you're going to be putting on, how many employees that you've got. Tenders WA is a really good help for businesses to use. It's an online website tool for advertising. So you can get registered on Tenders WA. You can automatically set it up where they send you emails for cleaning and gardening contracts or contracts of that nature. So, and you can also look at the results of tenders. So it's really an important tool for businesses to use for government businesses. There's also some products and some brochures available. There's a supplier's guide to tendering for products and services, and that's on the Finance website. The Department of Finance also run courses selling to government, and they're 2-hour sessions, and they've been invaluable for suppliers to get government business. Like I said, there's that information web address there that you can get more information about what government is buying and how to go about filling in documentation and getting assistance. We also, Department of Finance, we also have locally based regional offices. We have our main office in Geraldton, but we also have an office in Carnarvon, so that we're also available for assistance. And look, if anyone at any time wants any more information, please feel free to drop in and see us at 665 Bailey Street. It's the old Conversations area there, and we'd be more than happy to run a few things past you or provide you with some advice or assistance. So again, thank you very much for having me, and the next speaker is Stuart, who's also with the Department of Finance, and Tony will introduce him. Thank you.